Hey, what's up, mafias? Welcome back to the Good Cartel. And in this podcast, I'm joined by Kyriakos. He's a staff engineer, and we will be learning a lot from him. We will try to understand how to get better as an Android developer. A lot of things we'll be learning about, a lot of things a staff engineer does, and hopefully, this will be a good session that you guys enjoy. And if you did, you know what to do. Like and subscribe. And for now, let's get started. So, I start off this podcast every time by asking everyone the same question. How do you define stable life for yourselves?
Stable life. So this is a profound question and interesting one. I am Greek,
Mm-hmm.
so the ancient Greeks, actually, the ancient Greek philosopher
Mm-hmm.
Heraclitus from Ephesus, has this quote, and it's tapadari,
Okay.
and in ancient Greek, and this translates to everything is changing.
Mm-hmm.
and,
Mm-hmm.
and everything around us is changing
Mhm.
constantly.
Mhm.
Like so, also the technology changes, and we have to uh, chase the technology, chase new ideas all the time. So it's
Mhm.
difficult to achieve stability in
Mhm.
this environment. But another philosopher,
Mhm.
Friedrich Nietzsche, said that um, the man who has a wife to live with,
Mhm.
they can bear anyhow.
Mhm.
So, in order to achieve stable life, you have to find your why.
Mhm.
And my why is I want to be useful to other people,
Mhm.
useful to society.
Mhm.
And this is my North Star.
Mhm.
Of course, everything is important. Money is important, people around us, family,
Mhm.
our jobs. But yes, you have to find your profound why
Mhm.
in order to have a stable life.
Mhm.
Maybe a profound answer from my side, but yes, the question itself is profound, so the answer should be profound as well.
Understandably so, because I try to ask this question because everyone has a very different answer to it, and they have their own perspectives into the things. One thing I like philosophy in general. I am not very well versed into like Greek philosophy in general, but I try to. As you said, like everything is changing, right? We have a very similar story. I'm from India, so in India we have a very similar story in our religion. It's called impermanence is permanence. So like
Yes.
anything and everything is continuously changing, and nothing is actually um, you know perfectly stable. And the ability to accept it is the life that it makes you happy when once you understand that okay, not everything is permanent, it will go away. So that's the idea. I would love to expand
That's
on stories, but yeah, this is something that I've learned along the way. Sorry for my ignorance, but I cannot pronounce your name. Can you pronounce it for me once?
yes, it's Kyriakos.
Kyriakos. Okay.
Yes.
What does it have a meaning like?
um, no, I don't think so. It's like uh, it's similar to a day. It's similar
Mhm.
to Sunday,
Okay.
like
That's nice. That's
Greek.
very very calming name. Um. Yeah. So yeah, that's the idea. Like when I try to understand how different people define their stable lives, I try to understand what they're thinking and what they're actually doing with their life and money overall. And as you
Hmm.
said, find your why is I think so. There's another guy called Simon Sinek. He has a book around find your why. So very good idea. Like if you understand your why, you can have a lot more meaning in your life. So I think
Yes.
that's a very profound answer again. So yeah. Tell me more about your Android development journey. How did you come across Android? How do you come across like app development in general? Why did you choose it? So yeah.
Yes. So I am Android developer since 2014.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I started. It's 11 years now. I started at during my master degrees.
Mm-hmm.
In a semester, we had an Android development class, so I took this class and make my first application,
Mm-hmm.
which was a simple app that you locate your car where you park your car.
Mm-hmm.
And back then, I don't think Google Maps had this feature, but I'm not sure. I don't want to say something stupid. But yes, it was a simple app, a pin in the map. In
Mm-hmm.
I had to integrate also Google Maps in
Mm-hmm.
my app, and also a photo of the location and something completely simple.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the hook for me.
Mm-hmm.
And the most important thing is on Android development is that you build something
Mm-hmm.
and you have your work with you. And
Mm-hmm.
I was able to showcase my app to other people, also to my father
Mm-hmm.
who doesn't know anything about development or even smartphones back then.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really cool. Like, look, I did this
Makes
functionality.
sense. Yeah.
Yes, that was the hook for me. And then I started working for some startup teams
Mm-hmm.
with that had an idea and a business plan, and I was building the minimum viable product for them in order to seek funding. And after that, I worked for a project house
Mm-hmm.
here in Greece. It's called Adcom, a
Mm-hmm.
really well project house. I worked in many projects there, but the flagship project was a banking app
Mm-hmm.
for one of the leading banks of Greece, one of the four systemic banks.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, 2 years later, I joined Vodafone and worked at my Vodafone app,
Mm-hmm.
telecommunication. And yes, 2 years after that, I joined Printech. It's a fintech.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we built the software for an Android POS.
Mm-hmm.
And 1 year later, I joined Tier, Tier Micromobility. Tier is was because Tier now is merged with Dot, both European companies that actually they rent scooters and e-bikes
Mm-hmm.
through the app,
Mm-hmm.
and a startup back then, but a very big startup with
Mm-hmm.
more than 2,500 employees.
Mm-hmm.
And after the merge of Tier with Dot, I joined Skroutz, and right now I am at Skroutz.
Mm-hmm.
And Skroutz is a marketplace.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Actually, it's the leading marketplace in Greece. We have at Android on Android
Mm-hmm.
uh, more than 1.5 million downloads,
Mm-hmm.
and also Skroutz operates not only in Greece but in Cyprus, in Romania, and soon in Bulgaria.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, this is actually in brief my story so far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
These 11 years.
Mm-hmm. Usually when I try to ask this question, like how did you start in Android development and app development in general, this is a very consistent story with everyone that they started because first of all they enjoyed making apps. So yeah, as you said, like you showed your father that you made a simple app, and I guess I still show it to my father. He doesn't understand development in general, but I still show it to him. Like I made that, and it's fun to see it happen in front of your eyes, and you can actually see an app. And I still find it cool enough because I think apps are cool, and I still find it cool. The thing that the thing that I try to when somebody asks me like what do you do for a living, I straight up don't answer them like I'm an app developer or something. I try to answer them in a very mysterious manner. Like I try to say like I build shit that runs on your phone. You're using one right now, and
Nice.
That's the beauty of app development, and I think that's just hooks them. So that's why I love app development in general. And yeah, I think being a staff engineer yourself, you have a lot of experience into different industries, like as you said, marketplaces, fintech, and I think there's a lot of things that these different industries require in general when it comes to decision making for Android development. Um, are there any particular things that you would like to share, like any, like for example, in fintech? I think there's a lot more security related things that you might be doing on the app. So what kind of things are there any things that you want to share? That's all I wanted to ask.
Yes, I was only 1 year in fintech,
Mm-hmm.
building the software for Android POS. It's a different world.
Mm-hmm.
Android POS developers is something completely different,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't have HTTPS
Mm-hmm.
there,
Mm-hmm.
only legacy binding protocols,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe you don't have JSON responses.
Mm-hmm.
XML responses are good there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Also, you don't have Google Play services on
Okay.
the Android POS.
Okay.
Um, so somehow you have to update the software.
Mm-hmm.
And back then we used the SFTP protocols.
Mm-hmm.
And also we had to parse our own XML. So I created a custom parser
Mm-hmm.
for XML. Really difficult stuff, but interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not about the UI at the fintech doing, the
Mm-hmm.
PO stuff. Uh, it's only about the business. You should
Mm-hmm.
know really well the business, how protocols work, how the card payment is working under the hood,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the difficult stuff. And it's a career path, uh, like on its own,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to decide if you want to be an Android POS developer or a simple Android developer.
Mm-hmm. Understandably, I think POS are the devices that markets have to scan your credit card and things, right? So
Yes.
I think I had a talk with someone, and they were basically optimizing their app for this POS devices, and
hmm
there were really big issues when it comes to. I think so. The RAM itself is very small. It's like 2 GB, 1 GB, something like that. Whereas phone nowadays carry around 16 GB and even more. So I think, yeah, as you said, POS development is its own development criteria in its own, and yeah, optimizing for that and understanding POS is in itself a very huge thing. If somebody wants to learn POS or wants to understand, as you said, like how do I use XML, how do I actually make an XML parser, something like that, how where should I begin?
Yes, that's also a difficult question because you have to build something. Like there is sometimes you need there has to be a need in order
Mm-hmm.
to do something.
Mm-hmm.
It's difficult, to start. Uh, a side project with an XML parser. First,
Mm-hmm.
you have to find a custom XML response.
Mm-hmm.
So really difficult to do that. I
Mhm.
think there is a huge market around Android POS right now because this is the future
Mhm.
of POS and
Mhm.
also soft POS. Soft POS, not it's a simple phone, Android phone that is able to do transactions like card transactions, etc. So
Mhm.
this is the future, and I think there is right now a demand for that. Also, um, there will be in the future,
Mhm.
and everyone who is interested in this market, in this business, they can join a company and
Mhm.
start there as a junior engineer and
Mhm.
to learn the business. First of all, it's really
Mhm.
difficult business.
Mhm.
Some protocols like exchanging bytes,
Mhm.
and you have to exchange
Mhm.
bytes.
Okay. Mhm. So, like, I think you should have a lot of networking knowledge in general when it comes to, um, I think, as you said, a lot of protocols and stuff. So, I think people who understand a lot of networking would understand POS much better, I guess. So,
Yes,
yeah.
that's true.
That's the idea, I guess. As a like, tell me more about being a staff engineer right now. Like, what does a staff engineer actually do? How does your day in a life look like?
Yes, a staff engineer is still an engineer. So I am a member of a core mobile team, which is
Mm-hmm.
responsible for architecture, CI/CD, optimizations, and big refactors, and some occasionally some features. And so I am member of that team. I write code every
Mm-hmm.
day. I also review code
Mm-hmm.
from the other members of the Android team we have.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a team of 9 Android developers in with different seniority levels.
Mm-hmm.
So, and but the main goal of the day is to be there for my teammates.
Mm-hmm.
So I do active mentoring sessions with all of them,
Mm-hmm.
and I have one rule.
Mm-hmm.
And this rule is that if you need help from
Mm-hmm.
my side, I will jump immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but with only one condition. If you need help, you should first try everything that
Mm-hmm.
is possible, every possible solution, trial and errors, ask AI,
Mm-hmm.
search on internet. Then
Mm-hmm.
if you are still stuck, then you
Mm-hmm.
can ask me, and we will do a pair programming session,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and I will try to unlock you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a magician. We will
Mm-hmm.
try to do that together.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, this is my main goal of the day. I'm
Mm-hmm.
also writing documentation. Um, I also try to share knowledge not only with the members of the Android
Mm-hmm.
team at Skroutz, but also with everyone. I do weekly animations on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
I share the code with everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I also do simple animation lessons
Mm-hmm.
for the basic stuff
Mm-hmm.
in order to help everyone, not only my team, but the community in general. And this
Mm-hmm.
is something a staff or a principal engineer should do.
Mm-hmm.
And also, from time to time, I am attending technical meetings,
Mm-hmm.
try to create a solution,
Mm-hmm.
uh, s- solution architecture sometimes. And yes, this is my daily routine, I
Mm-hmm.
guess.
I would love to learn more about, like, in general, what you are mentoring other people. Like, for example, like, what is the most asked question, and what is the most asked doubt that junior developers in general have, or in general criteria, where do they actually get stuck usually, in your experience?
Yes, maybe junior engineers like they fear a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Fear if about mistakes, fear if of breaking things,
Mm-hmm.
and I always encourage them that like you are in your branch, you can
Mm-hmm.
do everything you want, you can break everything you want. Also,
Mm-hmm.
if you break something,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and no one catches that during code review or CI/CD or whatever, we can
Mm-hmm.
fix it after. Like, don't be afraid to break things.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the best advice I can give, like to a junior
Mm-hmm.
member. Also, um, I think a great pain in 2025 it's also fragments
Mm-hmm.
of life cycle. And if you have a recycler view inside the fragment, it is a
Mhm.
pain. Like
Mhm.
it's difficult to track the life cycle of its view.
Mhm.
You have a recycler view, then inside this recycler view, a view
Mhm.
holder, a fragment, an activity,
Mhm.
and this is difficult to grasp at the beginning.
Mhm.
And yes, maybe also it's not only about the hard skills, it's also about the soft skills,
Mhm.
the mentality.
Mhm.
Uh, I'd like people to take ownership, to get initiatives, to take initiatives.
Mhm.
Like, we have a bug, let's say, and
Mhm.
someone mentions this bug in one of our Slack channels.
Mhm.
And I want a junior engineer to take the responsibility and say, okay, I can try.
Mhm.
Try. I do have work, but it's not so critical right now, and I can try solve this bug. I do
Mhm.
want mentality to everyone. So
Mhm.
I try to mentor them, but I also want to be a role model. Also,
Mhm.
this is for the mid-level engineers. This is the same because let's say you are a mid-level developer, so you actually are independent,
Mhm.
and you do your work, you do your ticket, etc. But if you want to be a senior developer,
Mhm.
you should do more than that. You should
Mhm.
do uh, project work like refactor, something, an initiative,
Mhm.
uh, responsibility of an area. You should do
Mhm.
something more than, okay, someone assigned
Mhm.
me a ticket and I resolve this ticket and life goes on after that. No,
Mhm.
you have to do something to stand out.
Mhm. Understandably so. I think like I have two branches of questions that I wanted to ask. Like one thing is that like I understand that junior developers struggle with fragments and stuff like that. As the new Jetpack Compose is now mainstream, are you guys migrating towards that, or still fragments and are the mainstream right now?
Yes, as I think as every project, we are in a hybrid mode right now.
Mm-hmm.
We have fragments. We also have Jetpack Compose screens with
Mm-hmm.
one activity. And I think all projects are in this hybrid situation right now,
Mm-hmm.
in a migration phase. We have
Mm-hmm.
a strategy for migration, but our app right now um, has a dependency on adapter delegates.
Mm-hmm.
So everything in Skroutz app is a list. Every screen has a list.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a lot of adapter delegates with different type of rows. Let's say we call them sections.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, we are starting from the bottom up, from the view holders.
Mm-hmm.
The view holders should be Jetpack Compose. We
Mm-hmm.
migrate them. Also, lately we start from the other way,
Mm-hmm.
from activities in order
Mm-hmm.
to migrate the fragments.
Mm-hmm.
And we are somewhere in the middle right now.
Mm-hmm.
But also we have a product that runs a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to bring features live every week.
Mm-hmm.
So we are in this middle situation, but we have good progress so far,
Mm-hmm.
I think. And yes, I created actually code in order to uh, that uses a list, a lazy column,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, uses also compose and view
Mm-hmm.
holders from XML
Mm-hmm.
in in the same lazy column
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
in order to tackle the recycler view problems.
Okay. Sounds very complex, being honest, because I am not very well versed in XML use, because by the time I became an Android lover, Compose was already a mainstream and a lot of people were switching to Compose. So I started with Compose. I have worked around XML in general, but I'm not that very well versed into it. But hopefully, if I get the chance, I'll learn a lot. Yeah, I think
Uh,
that yeah.
yes, this is a very common thing, and it's good for you that
Mhm.
you started only with Jetpack Compose. This is the future of Android development, and this is the reason why every project should migrate to Jetpack Compose, because new candidates won't know anything about XMLs. So
Mhm.
new people that coming to any company,
Mhm.
uh, they have to adapt. So you adapt
Mhm.
like to the evolvement.
Mhm.
So yes, this is the reason why every company should migrate to Jetpack Compose,
Mhm.
or at least have a strategy to migrate to Jetpack Compose.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I think I've asked it to many different people who are working in different companies, and they have very big apps, and all of them are simply migrating from XML to Jetpack Compose. Like, it takes time, of course, because it's a very big production level app, I think, and it usually takes a lot of planning to what to do and understand the footfall of the users and understand what kind of actually screens should be migrated first. So takes a lot of planning, but I think nowadays it becomes a very general array that Android developer should understand both XML and Jetpack Compose as of now into the companies. At least have a very good basic knowledge of how things work out, because once you are into the company, you will understand how things are going in the app. I think companies in general don't expect them to understand everything about XML, but
Yes,
they do understand that you should know the basics of how things work. And if you understand that, if you understand how to make good Jetpack Compose things, I think you will, if you work under a good senior developer, you will eventually get a habit around working what has already been a procedure of migrating an XML to Jetpack Compose. And I think so they'll be able to deliver that much into the company overall. um,
that's true.
Another
That's
another thing that I wanted to ask in general was that, as you said, like, there are a lot of new things that are coming around in Android development. How do you are like? What's your strategy to keep up with them? Like, I think there's a lot of things that are coming around, and I think I've seen like agentic apps that are coming around. Like, I think so. This is library called Koog. I was reading about it, and now they have agentic I think so AI that you can make with Kotlin. Super interesting stuff. If you know about it, I would love to know. Yeah, how do you keep up with the newer stuff in general?
it's simple. You learn. Any people can learn with two ways.
Mm-hmm.
You have a lesson,
Mm-hmm.
or you stuff yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's the second. I want to build stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I have pet projects.
Mm-hmm.
Also, this is the case for animations that I post on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we don't do many animations at Skroutz, for me, actually,
Mm-hmm.
because I am a member of a core mobile team, so
Mm-hmm.
I do not do product, and we don't have any animations. So in order to learn about them,
Mm-hmm.
I have to create animation myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So if you are an employee and
Mm-hmm.
you are working from, let's say, from 9 to 5,
Mm-hmm.
then from 5 to 9, you can work for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you should devote the time to learn new things. And imagine that, let's say, you are a good engineer, Android engineer, back in
Mm-hmm.
2016. A
Mm-hmm.
good engineer back in 2016 knows everything about XMLs, fragments, and Java.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have a time capsule now, and and jump time 10 years. You
Mhm.
are 2026. You
Mhm.
learn Java and XMLs and fragments. So you
Mhm.
are not good Android engineer anymore because
Mhm.
no one uses Java. No
Mhm.
one, let's say, the future is Jetpack Compose without fragments, maybe
Mhm.
with one activity. So you have to learn those things from scratch.
Mhm.
Our job demands constantly learning things, and the best way to learn things is to have a pet project or many pet projects building stuff.
Mhm.
Uh, you have to deal with it. It's in our lives,
Mhm.
not you especially, but everyone.
Mhm. I think in general, like when you're learning about new stuff, I think as you said, having a good pet projects is really really good. I think I have the too. I try to develop apps on the side, and that will actually that gives me a good advantage because I'm doing the stuff that senior developers would be doing for me sometimes, and if I'm doing that, I get to learn a lot, and that is a very good start to have a good pet projects around you. Do you have any apps released in the public as of now in on Play Store?
My own pet project, no,
Mm-hmm.
but yes, many of the companies
Mm-hmm.
work for. Yes, all of them are released.
Mm-hmm. Do you plan
And
to do you plan to
I don't know.
release?
I had an idea
Mm-hmm.
about. We created when I was at Tier. I
Mm-hmm.
was working Tier. We created a test, a DUI test, drive
Mm-hmm.
under influence. So in
Mm-hmm.
order to detect if a driver is under the influence of alcohol or substances, we created a game,
Mm-hmm.
and we didn't want to spam the user with questions, etc. So we
Mm-hmm.
created the game, and it was a game that there is a line,
Mm-hmm.
like a horizontal line at the the phone,
Mm-hmm.
and or a line with an angle, and you have to
Mm-hmm.
uh, tilt the phone in
Mm-hmm.
order and hold it there in order for the line to be at the same level as
Mm-hmm.
the phone.
Like
And
the
it's
camera leveler we have, yeah.
not the camera, the whole it worked with some sensors, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and yes, it was a fun game. So I wanted, now that the company doesn't exist anymore,
Mm-hmm.
maybe and I built that from scratch, maybe I can
Mm-hmm.
release that as for everyone as a
Mm-hmm.
method to test if you are good
Mm-hmm.
to drive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, I love to ask this question to everyone because I think as app developers in general and app developers and game developers, I think all of these two group have a lot of things in common because they became the developer to release something. They're not like other developers who wanted to just work. I think app developers in general were inspired to make apps, and same goes for game developers. They wanted to make games for themselves, so I think so they became uh, game developers and app developers in general. And yeah, I think pet projects and releasing them on Play Store is a very good idea because that will give you a very good insight on how to actually lay out everything from starting the project, thinking of idea, UI, UX to production and releasing and understanding how user interacts with your app. There's a lot more that goes into um, setting up the app as compared to an app that has already been set up for you. So that's a very new thing to learn and understand. That's why I try to ask this question. Um, I want to ask more like in general around staff engineer. Like, how do you even become a staff engineer? Like, how do you get to that level of understanding that okay, now I can become a staff engineer?
Yes, that's also a good question. It's like it's come it came to me like naturally, I
Mm,
guess. And there is a point that you are a senior engineer in one company, and
mm-hmm,
also lots of engineers are stuck in the senior position for many years.
mm-hmm,
And Also, if you change companies, and usually it's difficult to hire a staff engineer.
Mm-hmm.
They can hire you as a senior engineer, and then they can promote you uh, if you are good enough for this position in this company.
Mm-hmm.
So staff engineer is really per company
Mm-hmm.
role, how the company defines a staff engineer.
Mm-hmm.
For Skroutz, like it's more you become a staff engineer if you
Mm-hmm.
are more on the mentoring uh, stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like when a lot of people from the team come to you to answer questions and unblock them, and then you do also mentoring sessions with the people, and you take initiatives that help everyone, or
Mm-hmm.
you write code in the way that the whole company will benefit from,
Mm-hmm.
in form of APIs. You don't just write your feature, you see the greater picture. You try to
Mm-hmm.
build stuff uh, like libraries.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and yes, if you have this mindset,
Mm-hmm.
and then you are not senior anymore.
Mm-hmm. Understand. I think, as you said, like staff engineers are made, they're not, staff engineers are actually promoted, not hired. So, like, as you said, like, if you are working in a company and you want to bring a real good impact around things, I think I have asked this to one of the staff engineers. He's working at eBay, and I asked them, how do you bring big impact into a company? He told me that, just understand the user. If you understand the user, you understand what feature or what next thing you want to build. Because if you understand this particular perspective, it's very easy to bring impact on a larger scale, and then you become a staff engineer. So yeah, as you described, staff engineers are not hired, they are mostly promoted. And I've seen that um, in companies overall, they don't usually, even if a staff engineer leaves, they don't usually get to hire other staff engineers. They will most likely promote someone, because
Yes,
as a staff engineer, you have a lot of internal knowledge that other people don't. And I guess that only comes when you spend years into a company. And
yes.
yeah. What do you have any suggestion around, like, to junior developers or people who want to learn in general Android development? How do you bring, like, a metric impact into into an app? Because working in core, I think performance is one of the biggest things that you might be encountering. How do you bring this kind of metric impact into an app?
Yes, that's true. First, in order to control something, you have to measure it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't control anything if you cannot measure it.
Mm-hmm.
So, first, you have to create uh, a system that takes uh, real measurements,
Mm-hmm.
objective measurements of everything that you want to optimize.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have numbers, so you can do comparisons.
Mm-hmm.
Then you start uh, the research,
Mm-hmm.
how other teams solve any problem,
Mm-hmm.
any kind of problem, and then you start building stuff. For example, for us at Skroutz was the scrolling experience.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to use a view pool because, again, we are uh, using uh, recycler views.
Mm-hmm.
So our main screens uses recycler views. So I have to create to use also a view pool.
Mm-hmm.
Then the view pool is not enough for us
Mm-hmm.
because we have a lot of view types.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to create a dynamic view pool.
Mm-hmm.
So I did a research. I found a solution from Airbnb.
Mm-hmm.
It was a public solution, so a big team solved the same problem,
Mm-hmm.
and so I created uh, not the same thing, but something similar,
Mm-hmm.
and for my case,
Mm-hmm.
and it worked pretty good. The
Mm-hmm.
sense now very good battery uh, recycler view,
Mm-hmm.
really smooth right now.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, we want to migrate away for recycler views as well. So this is
Mm-hmm.
another topic. But yes, the last optimization we did is that also there is there are optimizations where you see friction
Mm-hmm.
in general in the team, not only in the code.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say when I joined Skroutz,
Mm-hmm.
uh, we had bi-weekly releases. So the team, the product team, um, if we don't manage to release something for XY reason,
Mm-hmm.
then the product team had to wait for 10 working days in order to release the feature.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to remove this friction and also to remove interpolated releases,
Mm-hmm.
uh, we changed. I proposed to change the bi-weekly releases to weekly releases.
Mm-hmm.
So if something uh, we don't manage to release it this week, the
Mm-hmm.
product has to wait for another 5 working days. It's completely different.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, this is also an optimization
Mm-hmm.
of the process. You should find this stuff. Also, we have we create a beta every Friday,
Mm-hmm.
and then the beta testers, which are Scrooge employees, test throughout the weekend, and then we
Mm-hmm.
release every Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say the release manager, which is a rotating um, assignment,
Mm-hmm.
had to manually start the beta
Mm-hmm.
at Friday evening at 7 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So I proposed to automate this, and the beta now it's trigger itself
Mm-hmm.
every Friday,
Mm-hmm.
and we are good with that. Like this is a small step, but with great impact. Like no one has to wait until 7 o'clock in order to create the
Mm-hmm.
beta. Also, the beta is triggered itself,
Mm-hmm.
so we don't postpone it for anyone.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone knows that we have to review the PR until, let's say, Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And, yes, you can optimize
Mm-hmm.
things that are not code related only.
Mm-hmm. I get the whole idea behind it. I think in summary, if you have a good present mind into understanding like how basically things are being structured and you're not completely lost, you will eventually find things to optimize. And mostly, as you said, most of the things that are code related might already have been optimized, but when you're optimizing procedures and systems, I think so that bring even more impact onto the company, because eventually you are helping them increase their revenue and impacting their, you know decreasing their time spent to release the product into the market. I think so
That's
that is also a big impact that can count as a metric, whenever you want to say that I bring the metric impact in the company. um I actually want to ask a little more around some of the. Are there any exciting things that you're looking forward to, or you're recently learning in Android development in general, or maybe you're not learning Android, maybe you're experimenting with backend, something like that.
I do learn Android things all the time.
Mm-hmm.
For me, this period, I do experiment a lot with shaders for animations,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of meaningful animations for Android. I built also lessons about
Mm-hmm.
them. I try to release on LinkedIn weekly lessons, and I'm also writing a book about these animations right
Mm-hmm.
now.
Mm-hmm.
So animations are in general, or in my mind, was difficult,
Mm-hmm.
but they are not. It's a chapter of the Android development world, and
Mm-hmm.
you can learn. So everything then is unlocked.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yes, so I try to create a book with
Mm-hmm.
animations and Jetpack Compose.
Mm-hmm.
First, the theory about them, because there are many common things among every platform,
Mm-hmm.
uh, animations in general, and then
Mm-hmm.
only Jetpack Compose things and shaders.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm focused there right now. I also experimented with
Mm-hmm.
KP.
Mm-hmm.
I had a pet project and also created an iOS app last
Mm-hmm.
year. Uh, and that's it for me.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but yes, in general, I would like to uh, explore things on the AI spectrum.
Mm-hmm. Got like when it comes to, as you talk about like writing book on animations, I think you're doing animations in Jetpack Compose. So I think Jetpack Compose animations are awesome. I've seen a lot of animations on Twitter. They're insane. To think about that, you can even do that in Jetpack Compose. Do you have any perspective around making games in Jetpack Compose? Because I think you can make, if you can make animations like these, you can also make some kind of 2D runners and thing that are very you know if you, there's a game, I don't remember exact name, I think it's a very annoying game. It's something related to devil. Basically when you go, it's a basically 2D runner, you go and it's just like a Mario, but
Mhm.
it always has some kind of hidden thing inside of it, like a platform might fall out of the blue or something like that. So it's a very simple game. It has only like 3-4 colors in it, and very interesting game. A lot of YouTubers have played it, and I think so somebody can easily make it in Jetpack Compose. Do you have any ideas around like Jetpack Compose in general, and like Jetpack Compose gaming in general? That's what I wanted to ask.
Yes, it's really easier than the XML stuff and the view system. And also myself, I built a Pacman
Mm-hmm.
from scratch using Jetpack Compose,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, it was a nice experience.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but gaming development is another world. It's like the POS development, as I said
Mm-hmm.
before. It's another, branch of Android development,
Mm-hmm.
and also you can do really good things with shaders and Unity if
Mm-hmm.
you want something professionally.
Mm-hmm.
And but for 2D games and simple stuff, it's easy to do that. Um, and everyone can find the Pacman uh, post on my LinkedIn
Mm-hmm.
and experiment with the code. I also want to create the OG old school game, the Alien Invasion.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, some 2D games using only code.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yes, you know, if you have an idea, everyone
Mm-hmm.
from our audience,
Mm-hmm.
just start building something really small,
Mm-hmm.
and then you come with another idea, and then you build something. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't know if you know Bob Ross. It was
Yeah, I know Bob Ross.
yes, it's something like that. There
Mm-hmm.
you build something cool
Yeah.
in your screen.
Mm-hmm. It's very
It's something
interesting,
like that.
like to observe Bob Ross. I don't. I've seen only I think one video of him painting something, and it's just very interesting to see. Like he does a very small thing, and it turns out into a very big thing, and
Yes.
it's very interesting to. Yeah. Um. I think the game is called Level Level. I think it's a very small game, and I think so we can make it in Jetpack Compose if somebody wants to do and actually do it. So
I will try. I will try.
yeah, it's a
And
very interesting thing. I think most of the game nowadays are not, very popular games are not in general about um, ideas in general. Like we don't have to have like Wukong level of production level. You can have a very simple idea, add your own twist into it, and people will love to play it. And that's the whole thing. You just make a product, you release it in public, you enjoy it, you enjoy developing it, and other people enjoy playing it or using it. And that's the essence of app development and game development in general. Yeah.
that's true.
So these are all the questions I wanted to ask around, in general, annoy you around Android development or engineering in general. I wanted to ask more around your personal finances in general. What do you
Okay.
like? I think a lot of people in tech have a lot of money, and I want to understand how they invest, how they spend their money in general. Do you have any specific division into how your money, where your money goes, like 50, 20, 30, something like that?
First of all, there is inflation, and inflation is chasing everyone.
Mm.
So everyone should invest their
Mm-hmm.
money. Uh, it's the only solution against inflation, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
So a rule of thumb for me is to invest around 20 or 40% of my monthly income.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, it's the first thing I do when my salary appears in the bank.
Mhm. Mhm.
First, I pay myself, then
Mhm.
I pay everything else.
Mhm.
So, yes, and the sole investment I do and I have is simple enough DCA at VUAA.
Mhm.
And DCA means dollar cost averaging,
Mhm.
and VUAA is an ETF and follows the S&P 500 index
Mhm.
and gives also it's accumulating,
Mhm.
so it reinvests the dividends.
Mhm.
So nothing fancy, something completely uh,
Mhm.
simple. PCA means that I invest every month the same amount
Mhm.
and approximately the same amount.
Mhm.
And sometimes I buy with high price, sometimes I buy with low price. I don't
Mhm.
care. Uh, I only care about investing.
Mhm.
That's and you know the future. I don't care about
Mhm.
or also I don't invest money that I want. Let's say this year or the next year.
Mhm. Got it. I think so. You're following the simple long-term investing rule that you should always invest in the market and in general following the trend and not go for active investing in general, because I think S&P 500 will always go up. I don't exactly know the how much it is going by year, but I think so 14, 15, 20% maybe. Whatever the amount is, it will always go up to that level. Of course, there are years that it
Fluctuation.
yeah, there are always years that it will go down, but you try to average it out in general and have a good amount of savings so that it may last till your retirement. And there's a lot of things in retirement. I think so. There's a 4% rule, 3% rule in retirement as well. But
Yes, that's true.
yeah.
That's true. It's 4 to 6%. You
Hmm.
can then DC out.
Yeah. I think so. That is also interesting thing to explore. In general, when it comes to financing in general, like I do not know how Greece and the economic thing is going on. That's why I wanted to ask, like, are you invested in Greek economy or you invested in American economy in general?
I only invest in American economy, but right now the Greek markets are really good.
Mm-hmm.
And last year uh, was better than the S&P 500 of US.
Mm-hmm.
And but in general, I like to invest in US.
Mm-hmm. I think so
But
there's a yeah.
the market is good here for
Mm-hmm.
now.
Mm-hmm. I think so. There's a much more bigger amount of cash flow when it comes to U.S. economy. That's why a
That's
lot
true.
of people would love to invest in that, and it's much more safer as compared to investing into other countries in general. And yeah, that's the thing.
Also, the American companies are global companies, most of them.
Agreed. Agreed.
So if you invest in US companies, the 500 bigger companies, so it's like you invest everywhere.
Mhm. I have like one takeaway, like well, I think so. This is it. That's why I wanted to ask in this podcast, and of course, yeah, thank you for coming. I actually, um, I have this one takeaway. I really like how you break down things into very simpler forms. Like when I asked you a simple question, you tried to first understand it and try to break it down into a very small portion. Might be like, for example, when I asked like, uh, how do you actually you know bring a metric impact into a company. You first you heard that question, then you actually broke it down that you have to measure it first to understand how do you bring the impact, then you gave examples along with it. I think so that's a very good practice in general when you follow that you can follow in interviews or other things as well, that you understand the question first, you
That's
understand what how can I bring the result, and then give the example of results that you might have brought. And that's a very good in general practice in conversations, I guess. So yeah. um, yeah, again, thank you for coming on, taking your time out for me.
very much. It was a pleasure, and it was really good experience.
Yeah.
And the best thing is that you know we can have a conversation. I am from Greece, you are
Mm,
from India, and
mm,
right now we are talking about Android
mm.
from around the world, and this is a great thing to do.
Yeah, of
And
course. I
thank you
yeah.
very much for your podcast.
Mm,
And also, it was nice to meet you.
yeah, thank you. It was nice to meet you too. And yeah, of course, I would love to explore more around your Jetpack Compass Animations book as soon as it is released,
Yes.
and I would love to learn more around animations in general. And yeah, hopefully this comes around into a well released good book. So yeah, again, thank you
I
for
will
coming
be
on. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for coming on, and I enjoyed this session. Yeah, hopefully you guys really enjoyed this session, and if you did, you know what to do: like, share, subscribe, and of course, I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.